This conference will now be recorded.
So same thing, open the software, Photoshop software like this. So here, same thing we need to do here, create new. So here for posters and all, so it depends on the client how much they'll tell, so they can take that much poster size. So some will be small, some will be medium, some will be concert poster, or some will be movie posters, or for movie posters and all will be taking 27 into 40. Okay, for concert poster and all 24 to 36 will be taking, and if it's for a medium posters and all will be taking 18 and 24. So normally for small posters and all will be taking around 11 to 17. That's a normal poster. So it depends. It not so there is no mandatory to take measurement for this or that. So it depends on the client. So how much ever they tell, no, we can apply that much height and width. Whether if they want it in millimeters or inches, centimeters, so they can apply. So here normally posters can take in A4 size also. So some posters and all. So here we'll go to web or a mobile. So we'll go to mobile. So here we'll be getting, see, for iPhones, iPad. So for Mac icon 16. So here we'll be having some measurements also. So according to that we can take, or else we can manually set here. We can customize here. So here I'll be taking 11 and 17 normally. So 11. So that should be in inches here. So 11 and 17. Height should be 17 and 11 is width here. So I'm taking that in a inches here, and my poster orientation is a portrait. So if you want that in a landscape, you can take that in landscape. It depends on your work. So how you are doing, so you can take according to it. If you are doing it for a landscape poster, so you can take landscape. If you are doing it for portrait one, so you can take portrait. So it depends how for what you are doing, and how should be your work, so you can decide that. So whether it should be in landscape or a portrait, so how much should be the height and width, so everything you can decide. And remember, resolution should be 300. Here it is 72. So 72 is minimum, so maximum should be 300. So then only we'll get the quality of our poster. So that should be 300. And here we can set that to CMYK or RGB. So here, so let it be for a, if it's for a printing purpose, we'll be getting here, see, A4, A5, B5, A3, like this. So we can get it for a printing. If we are taking it for a printing purpose, so posters and all, we can set the colors here. We can take the colors, and if it's for a mobile and all, so it will be like RGB only. So that is default. And remember, for Photoshop is a raster based editing, where I told you in the first class only. So raster based editing software and all, so we'll be taking RGB color only here. If there is a necessity of changing of color mode, so we can change that for poster, brochure, or a billboards, like that. So we can change that into CMYK. So here I'll be taking RGB only, where I'll be saving my poster as JPG. So for that, so I'll be taking here RGB color mode only. So if you are taking it for a printing purpose, so you should change your color mode into RGB into CMYK, remember that. So I set everything here however I want, so I'll just give a create here. So my art board is set now. um,
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please record the meeting?
it is recording only.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
So here for advertising poster, I told you. So for advertising poster, I just need some textures also for advertising poster. So I'm creating a poster of my own shop, where I'm keeping my poster shop name as a burger point. So it's just my own creation. So I'll be showing here. So you can create your own advertising poster however you want. So I'll show you here. So I just need a texture for it, first thing. So I'll just take a texture here. So before that, uh, let me fill the color here. So I'll take a rectangular rectangular marquee tool here. So I'm just dragging here, and I'm setting a color. I'll give a black one. So I'm giving black here, and I'll just add a layer. So if I want to apply color, so I can't give it in a background layer. So that is the default. We should not touch if any cost. So if you have applied, you can just turn this background into layer 0. So how that, so you can convert if you right click on this. So here, layer from background, so you will get it here. So here, if you give OK here, so it will be converted as layer 0. By mistakenly, if you have taken any color into background, means you can set that background into layer 0. So don't touch this layer. So in Photoshop, if anyone asks you the default layer is what, means you can say them background is the default layer, so we'll be not touching that. So if any cost, if anything happened in that layer, means you can turn that layer into background layer into layer 0. So I have taken a new layer here. So I just need to apply the color here. So if I want to apply a color, so I'm using a control key, alt backspace to apply color. So now the dotted lines are there. So if I want to remove, if I want to deselect that dotted line, so just press Control D to deselect that line, dotted line. So here, let me just take the new texture. So I'm taking food texture PNG. So here I want white textures because my background is black in color. So whether it can be in gray or white, anything is fine. So select any one texture. And remember, there should not be any watermarks. So there should not be any watermarks in that. So remember to take without watermark, you should take. So here I'm taking this one. So right click, save image. So I'm just saving it. Save this image. So here it is having so black background and the watermark is there. So let me delete this. So there should not be any watermark. Right click. So it's in AVI file. That should be in a JPG. So I'm just drag and dropping it here. So in this also we do have watermark, and make sure that there should not be any watermark, and that poster and that texture you should take. So here for time being I'm taking this only. So remember there should be no watermarks. So I'm reducing the opacity of this layer. See, I'm selecting this layer and I'm reducing the opacity of it, where if I reduce, it looks like this. It should look like a texture. That's all. Or else I can just give here in the blending modes, I can use this effects, screen or something like this. Or else I can put this layer up and I can just give this as a, I can edit this. Or else before taking this picture, remember the PNG picture you are taking. So here I just reduce the opacity of this. Now this is enough for me, and still I'm increasing the. So this is enough for me for background texturing. So after this, so I'm just taking a picture of burger food. So here again I'm going to the Google and I'm taking the so this one I'm taking it. Uh, so this is HD only with good quality. So I'm taking this picture. I'm downloading this and it is in JPG. So I'm downloading this. I'll just drag this picture and I'll just drop it here. So now I'm just selecting the only burger here. So should select now. So in the last class I told you how to select. So you can use polygon laser tool or else you can use pen tool. If not, you can use this quick selection or object selection. So you can use object selection or a quick selection here, and if not you can go with the option. So I'm just going with the option here, select and a subject. I am in this layer, so I'm just giving that option, select and a subject. And today I'll tell you how to work with the text tool. We have many option in text tool also here. So it got selected now. Let me zoom and so let me select everything properly. See, I should correct the mistakes now. And I told you how to select this. So if you are taking this one, so you can use in the property bar, you have add selection and subtract selection, I told you. So without option, if you want to use means you can just drag like this. If you don't want anything, if you want to subtract selection means, see here, if you want to subtract selection means just hold alt and drag it like this. Just hold alt and drag it and reduce the size of this brush. So open and close brackets in your keyboard, square brackets, to increase and decrease of that brush size. So then you can just select it like this. So picture selecting, cutting of the picture is really very important. So you need to select it properly because we are doing it for advertising poster here. And hold alt and where there is no selection, you can just subtract the selection. Here you can give the subtract selection, and here also you can use subtract selection. And if you want to increase the size, brush size means you can increase square brackets, I told you. So remember, properly you should select here. So properly you need to select here. Here also we have a space, so we should subtract this selection. We should subtract it properly. So neatly we should subtract the selection here. Mm. Here also we missed out here. So again we should properly we should select here. Hold the software, so hold the space bar and then move if you want to move. Select properly. So now just zoom out to Control C and V. So now you can just so you'll get the picture like this. And remember to reduce the size, reduce the opacity like this again, because this should be highlighted, so that's why. So now go to that layer 2 and just press Ctrl T and place it properly like this. And here you can use the image option, brightness or a contrast too, that it should looks nice. So that's why I'm reducing brightness a little and increasing contrast here. So increasing contrast here. And now I want to give a shadow to this. So if I want to give a shadow to this behind this, so let me just right click on that particular layer. So I'm right clicking. So here I have an option called blending option. Just click on that blending option. Here I have drop shadow. So just click on that drop shadow. You can give the drop shadow. If you increase opacity, so it's in black color, I can change any color. So I can change that to any color, and the distance also. So here you can see, observe here, you can see if you increase the distance, so you will get it there. Let it be this much, and if you spread, it will spread. If you increase the size, it will increase the size. So let it be this much. So I'll just give OK to this, and after giving this, so I'll just press Ctrl T to rotate a little like this. I'll give OK now. So now I want to insert some text for this. So if I want to insert some text or a content, and should create our shop name also. So the burger shop name also. So here I'm keeping name as a burger point. So here I'm taking a text tool. So if I'm taking some text tool here, so here it is text tool. So I'm taking a text tool, and here before that I'll just take a elliptical, and I'm adding a layer here. So here I should give some text here. So because I'm giving this as a offer poster, advertising offer poster, so here I'm just giving here as a this week, only for this week the offer is around, so the offer is around rupees 100 up to 30% off. I should mention everything here in this poster. So if I want to mention everything in this poster means, so I should mention everything here. So that's why I'm taking a elliptical tool here. I'm just giving a color as white here, full white, because background is black. If I give white there, so it will highlight there. So that's why. So to apply color, I told you alt backspace to apply color. So now it is applied. I'll just press Ctrl D. So it's done in the same layer. So let me just undo, Ctrl Z. I'll take a new layer. Now I'll just give alt backspace and Ctrl D to deselect that line. So now I'll just duplicate the same thing, duplicate the layer. So Ctrl T, and by using arrow I can move that object, and again I'll just press the Ctrl J. So here you can see created already. Again duplicated You able to listen? Guys, are you able to listen?
Yes, ma'am.
Here some network issues are going, so that's why I asked you. Okay, we'll continue with that. So I'll just press Control T to move that shape. So properly we should arrange that circles. Now I'm taking a text tool here. Just take the text tool and click once. So here you'll get, just do blank backspace and give a name whatever you want. So here I'm giving this week, offer for this week. So first thing, I'll just take this dot, and after I'll give this this week. Again the dots will continue. So now I'll just go here and select everything. Should select everything. I can change the font style also. I can give any font style. So I'm just giving this and increasing the point also. So I'm increasing the point also here. I'll just move this and taking text should reduce some points here, little points. So now I'm selecting everything and I'm giving a color here. If you want to put any color for this text means, so just go here, double click on that, just double click on that layer, select any color. So here I'm selecting yellow. So this yellow color. So it is applied as yellow here now. And here you can give that as a regular sample or else you can give bold like that. So you can give any font style you want. Whichever you want, you can give that font style here. And remember, when you are doing poster, you are using only 2 to 3 colors and using 2 to 3 font zones only. So remember that, don't use much font styles and much colors here. So if you use many colors, it looks something different. So just use this. So I'm using this one and see, should reduce the size a little. So if I want to reduce the size of it, or else I can click here, just press Ctrl T. I can reduce the size and move, arrange it properly. Arrange it properly like this and give enter. So you can use the move tool to arrange properly. See, here you can use move tool to arrange properly, and the guidelines will be here to guide. Here you have guidelines to guide here. You can use this. So now should give, see here, you can use move tool to arrange however you want. So here, whichever I just click, it will go to that particular layer. If I press this, see, it will go to that particular layer. So you can use move tool to move the objects here however you want to. Now I'm giving the name. So again take the text tool and just press, and here give the name as burger point. So here, so first I'll do for this. So select this, and I'm giving white color for it. Select, and here I have a option here. So increase, I'm just increasing the size of that. I'll give around 72 only full. So here I have a text styles. I can give any styles for my text here. So this font also, I'll just change the font for this now. Only for the title. So I'll, so that should be highlighted. The name should be highlighted. So take the font style properly where it should highlight and give. Should use the proper font style or else it looks something different. So remember, you are taking the proper style, font style. um, I'll just give this as a bold. Yes, now it's, so now I should change this.